It's time for title match number 2 between Gabriel Medina and Filipe Toledo, as we will get things started very quickly. Toledo trying that first hack in the pocket, throw tail, pulls it forward. Now winding up off the bottom, crushes it vertically. Nice clean wrapping style, beautiful flow from Toledo. Throws down a beautiful roundhouse cutback, snap, blow tail. Does he pull it? He does. Still some room to move. He'll throw the tail towards the beach again. And Filipe.
Watch this. He almost didn't go. He hesitated on this wave. Watch this first turn. Oh my gosh. This guy video game surfs. It's so cool to see. Look at that. Boom. I won't rotate this one. I'll just land it, and then I'll go straight up vertical here. Release the tail, and you know that wave didn't have much drive and speed right there. See how it's kind of sleepy? And then watch, he kind of cuts back here. The wave's kind of boring, and then I'll just do an air reverse. Like, just so easy, and then comes out of it. And then if you stuck this one, I mean, what else could you possibly do on that ride? I mean, that's a 10-point ride on a 6-point wave. You know, it's just. There's so many different levels of skill on in that ride. So much skill set that yeah, it's so nice to see surfing that good. You know.
Gabriel Medina answers to Toledo. Snap, big float, big wind up, and almost over rotated to see the lip line. These guys giving it everything they've got. Hard off the bottom again. Nice clean snap. Remember, if Gabriel wins this match, he will be a 3-time world champion. And speaking of world champions, in the booth now with 3-time world champ Mick Fanning. I don't know if anyone does it better than these two. Here's Medina's wave, Mick.
Yeah, look, they've both come out and they're just giving it to it. You watch here, Gabe just makes a little bit of mistake, but he came back, brought it back in, and then starts squaring up again.
Yeah, and this one stayed steep, didn't it, for him?
That's the perfect backhand wave, you know. You want those steep ones that run the whole way. There wasn't any downtime. If he didn't have that bobble on that one bottom turn, that would have been a massive score as well.
It's like it almost put him in a better spot, though, for the next couple, you know? Like he turns a little mistake into gold somehow, like the alchemy of his surfing right here. Oh, just kind of slides. And I don't know how he got back onto his toes so quick.
He's so strong. His torso and his legs are just built, and he puts himself in the weirdest positions and somehow always brings himself back. And it was like he did so much work to get that ankle back. He was just thick, and his legs and ankles were just like, you know, full-on light posts.
Here he goes.
Wow.
Here he goes. I've been saying this all day. When's he going to just sit on these laps underneath priority, get his wave count up, and bang? I'm surprised he didn't do it earlier, but you saw the first 9 that he had earlier. It was just devastating. And there's 2 air reverses. How do you score that? It's not the length of the right. It wasn't a big set, but it's surfed to perfection, really.
And turns a mediocre wave into something of substance. That air was incredible.
He landed on the nose. He still adjusted well enough to get a pretty clean turn without losing speed. And then, boom, that was a perfect little rail carve. Good little setup here. He's just pacing it out. And then, I'll just do one of these. I'll just finish that. Just land in the kelp and ride it out. Usually there's a big kelp ball right there, but he's pretty astoundingly good, isn't he?
Even the tweak out on the board then was, you know, to have that feel, to bring that back under your feet is, it's so next level. But he also, to every turn is just that little bit different. He has so many approaches to the wave, which is, it's super exciting for us as fans, but also for the judges. Like, you think you've seen it all, and then he just comes out and does something totally different again.
Well, someone was asking me earlier who's done the best airs this season between Medina and Italo, and I just went to Medina because he just gave us more variety. That's the only way I could split him, because every section he'll just adapt. His balance is amazing in the air, and then all of a sudden the turns he's doing in between are looking incredibly strong. Clearly his best so far, and in fact it'll be the best number of the match, an 8.5 over Filipe's 7.83.
Yeah. Well, that's what you're expecting today.
There to check that one out.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a searing snap. That was ridiculous. Another one.
This is ridiculous. Gabby's out the back. He's looking at this left.
Pretty crazy to see that. That would have been almost a 10 maybe on one maneuver. But what went wrong for Filipe here?
This turn's beautiful. So much speed. And
look at the chop, too. He went right through it.
With the fourth thing, Kelly, you've ridden them out.
Level of competition, the technical surfing. I can't wait. Take it away. I can't see the rest of the left.
Yeah, it was. Medina looks like he's got a gigantic ramp. Where does he go from there? But under the water, onto the cobblestones.
I wish he didn't rotate as much. He would have stuck that. He was 10 feet out right there. Man, that was cool. That was a great exchange, even though both of them fell. It was awesome.
Kelly, how close did he come to this thing?
Oh, watch. I literally think he just little bit overextended, but he had the loft. He was right above the board. He had the grab, and look, if he had gone for a double spin, he might have made it. He had so much loft there, and the wind helping him out, huh, Mick?
Had the loft, all right. Holy hell, he just went over a house.
He just went over a semi-truck on the highway.
What are his options right there? Where do you land?
Don't ask me, mate. I don't do them.
But it's also being able to go both directions equally as well.
Filipe Toledo, big throw tail to start. Aggressive approach, but he's down.
You know, he's always seemed kind of cold and just technical, methodical. And now people are going, well, this guy's talking to us about how to be happy when he wins, and and obviously he's had a lot of life changes this year. And I have, it's interesting. I've said before, when you want to watch a surf movie, you watch John. And when you want to watch a heat and how to surf a heat, you watch Gabriel.
Right out of the gates, it's Filipe Toledo hunting a 7.01. A long stretched out lowers wall, big throw tail nose pick attempt. And he'll just throw that one away. He mentions Tom Curran. And, it's not just a thought he came up with this year. He's actually said that since he was a rookie on tour. Big front side punt, tail low, and ends up sinking in that landing spot, Kelly.
Yeah, you could see, I think he wanted to do a big rotation right there, but it was going to send him, the approach he was on was going to send him into the flats and free fall about 10 feet. So that probably wasn't the best thing to do at this point in his day.
She's got that confidence. Riss is hard to beat when she's got confidence. Oh, my.
Front side core complete from Gabriel Medina. Also can call it the Flintstone flip as he snaps it and shuts it down. We saw it in the lay days, and he brings it to competition just for the second time in surfing history.
It's, again, a perfectly executed wave. But look at this. Boom. How's that rotation? Comes out. He kind of drifted on the nose with that weight up front. And then, look, watch. He almost sticks the nose in right there. He knew it, and then he goes, I'm just going to click this thing and finish it, and I'm going to win a world title probably.
Well, we haven't had many of these, but for me, that's the best one that's ever been completed by Miles.
That was sort of almost off axis. The one he did in Brazil years ago was wild too. No one knew
because the wave was tiny.
It was so bad. But, we saw him do the rodeo flip in Mexico on a very dud wave to get over Michelle.
Gorkin,
he knows how to be clutch in those very clutch situations. And, he's got a world title on the line. He's that close to winning it. He doesn't feel pressure.
Now to answer is Filipe Toledo. Big hack. What a fan of water. Lightning fast off the bottom into a wrapping cutback. He looks inspired. Drives into the final section. Throw tail reverse, and he gets stuck.
Man, I mean,
it feels like Filipe's turned the notch up just a little bit
too much.
Maybe too much.
Yeah.
He sort of, some of those times, like how many times has he nailed that air reverse on that inside?
If he does it at 100%, it's a little more dynamic, but it's not a lot more points. And he really is just like, I'm going to push and push.
Is that the pressure starting to creep in? He's so close to a world title, taking it to a third, but he ripped that wave.
He shredded that wave. That's just comparing two different styles of surfing, right? It's just the air, a crazy technical air thing, and then look, a pretty perfect carve to start. Tail, look at that thing. That's to me, that's as good as Gabe's air. To me, it's almost better in a way. And then all that variety, and if he stuck this, I think he's got the better of the two scores there.
Medina will be a 3-time world champ. Toledo's got to give it everything he's got in 10.25, and
And
He's
it's a
in
big
motion.
wave. Big wave. It's going to run down the line on him. He's going to have to climb. You know, I think that Filipe should be calm at this time. I don't think he's stressed. Right? It was Gabriel's to lose, so he's had to surf a few times today. Here goes Gabe. Let's see what he's got here, because there's some lip waiting for him there. He's just behind it, isn't he? It's like surprising when you don't see him make something nowadays. This is going to be crucial right here, because this is a really good set with a steep wall. Gabriel's going left. Filipe didn't go. It's going to close out on him. But
Medina's first turn on the left, looking nice and solid, winding up off the bottom. Throw tail reverse, full rotation. And now he's just starting to have fun. Sends a kiss to his wife on the beach.
Well, he's shooting his video part now.
There it is. The amount of video part closers as he's thrown down in heats this year, you can't even count them on your hands. National champ holding his breath now. This is the last of Medina, Kelly.
Yeah, you can see how bumpy it is, that chop coming through the lineup, and that can offer you those lips to blast off of and just get that height and elevation, because the wind's generally coming from the northwest. But yeah, I mean, stock standard Medina right there. That's not like, you know, it's a heat winner. It's a heat winner for everybody, but you know, but that's where it should be. You know, that's the world champ, and trying to defend it or whatever, win his third. I was going to say, Mick, are you surprised? Look, Medina's been on tour. This is, if we'd had all 4 years, this would be his 11th year on tour. He's only won 2 world titles. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was sitting on 8 right now or something.
Hey, we're talking about splitting hairs. Then the Italo Medina heat. We're talking. He's been knocking at the door to being a third world title so many different times.
Yeah, and you know, he could have this. He could either have this heat closed out, or he could, you know, had he stuck that like 20-foot air.
And maybe that's what Filipe's thinking now, but we'll see on this wave.
Filipe Toledo needs to win here to send it into a third and deciding match. He's got the speed, a huge speed float. Winding up off the bottom, throw tail reverse.
Yeah, just that's a throwaway.
Crazy how much speed he had, how hard he landed, and with control. Thing is, 2:30 to go, 9:01. Did he do himself any favors there?
I don't think so.
Superhero talent. Back to Filipe's wave, Kelly.
You can see it was a smaller wave. I think he went, obviously, because it would allow him to get 2 more waves. But also, some of these smaller ones stand up steep. You can see right here, it's steep. It's going to allow him to do the air. And look at that. That's such a hard air to stick because you're going down the line. You're not brushing off speed. You're going down the line and getting sent out. And so you got to be so precise. Not only that, look at that. Look at the precision in the rail work right there. And his balance, and I think he wanted to do it one section earlier, but still, that's so cool.
He said his dream ever since he qualified was to be a 3-time world champion. Now with priority and just a few seconds on the clock, he's part of the club.
Yeah, that's amazing. I just sort of got a little emotional, to be honest. You know, I know he's wanted this for so long. He's worked so hard. He's had some ups and downs, and he's been the form surfer all year. He deserves this.
Yep, and the right guy won.
And you guys want to welcome him to this prestigious time? Why don't you kick it off, Mick?
Mate, well done, brother. So proud of you. Yeah, I would give you a massive hug, but I don't think I'm going to get through the swarm of people to get there.